Alright, little update on where we're at with things really. So got a call in a minute. Is a presentation call, so this would be our first presentation. So hopefully this does go nice and smoothly. We've put together a I wish I could flip camera on this shit, but we've put together a full presentation, so hopefully that goes nicely. Sorry, just yeah, so can't even see it properly. Yeah, full presentation, so just need to present that now. I truthfully, I don't think we've done enough on it. No, I just don't think we spent enough time in actually making sure it's perfect. Kind of bad. Kind of bad. We should have, but we didn't. No, I wouldn't even say that. Like, we did. I just think because there's been a lot of other things going on as well. I don't think like loads of time needs to be put into it. Because it's not difficult. It's not difficult. We've obviously identified a lot of the opportunities within the call. We've already broken the opportunities down. We've like analysed them, dug deeper, kind of assessed them. And I think it's just because we've had other calls going on as well. So I'm thinking, I like, we've had obviously a week, and we've probably spent 2 days on it. And I'm thinking, oh, maybe we should have spent every day on it, but truthfully, we don't need to spend every day. Like, I think we're completely ready for the call. We've got everything together. I would only say, like, I feel like we haven't prepared enough in the sense of we haven't gone over enough. Not because we haven't done enough, because we've done enough. It's just we haven't gone over enough. So, kind of up now. Give Haruna a call, and then we're gonna go over it together because we're both gonna present it. Obviously, over time, we're both trying eventually be able to do one each. But for now, we're going to try and present it, build confidence off on both sides. I'm going to start it off, break it all down, explain things, just show areas. I think I was struggling at the start because I think I was really getting at myself because I don't think we've done enough. I don't think there is enough. Yeah, I just don't think there's been enough. I don't think we've put in enough. Yeah, and then I try to remind myself that we're not selling them on something. We kind of are, but we are consulting them. We're consultants on this side, and then we can sell them on something else like later on. So I was kind of forgetting that, and our job here is to just explain, break down, and show. Okay, identify, and that's the job what we're trying to do here, and we have done that. We have done that because the next goal after that would be to get them to understand, okay, what's the roadmap of it all? What would it look like? How much would it look like? What's required? What's needed? Where does it break? Where does it not break? How complex is this? How valuable is this? And that's what we've done. We have provided that for them to now make a decision. Is this worth their time? So yeah, and I definitely do think we have done that. So I'm going to kind of start it off and then go through the first 2 points, and then Haruna is going to go through the last 2, and then yeah, I think the biggest thing that I'm trying not to do is ramble. So I've tried to make sure the presentation is concise and hits points. Like, you want to just hit points. This is going to do this. This is going to go like that. This is how it's going to look. This is what it relates back to. Relate back to the matrix diagram. How valuable is it? How not valuable is it? How much time is it going to save? How much problems are you going to sort out for you? So just keep it concise, because I'll ramble and go on about, yeah, so then the build's going to look like this, and you're going to need this. And it's like, no one cares. Like, if you want to get on the build, then we can get to the build once they approve to go through the build side. But really, I think we just keep it nice and simple on the build of just how valuable is this build going to be, rather than what the build is going to look like and entail and all that shit, because that's a whole nother thing. So yeah, little update, little mindset update before the call, I guess. And then I'll record the call and then update on how it went after that. Okay, quick backstory on this report. So firstly, this was our very, very first report, okay? Secondly, we knew the person. Thank God I knew the person, because it was definitely rough. So I reached out to them. It was a warm lead. I reached out to them, said, hey, can we do consultancy for you? Carry out an audit on your business and show you where AI basically could be slotted into your company. They said yes. And yeah, we'd taken an intake form from them. We took them through an auditing call where we just asked a bunch of questions, and then we got to report. Okay, so this was the report. It was definitely very rough. Again, I'm very grateful that it's someone that I knew.
And I'm not going to be too harsh on ourselves just because it was our first one. And that's, I feel like, part of the journey. You're always going to look back on your first report and think, fuck me, like, I wish I'd done this or I wish I'd done that. But we had to have made those mistakes to then change it for our next reports. They were handling level 2 and level 3 reports. But yeah, the company was a surveying company. We had the auditing calls about an hour and 40 minutes, and we broke down everything by transcribing it all. There was about 4 things that we came up with. So the first one was for their invoicing, because their invoicing was a bit of a problem. The second thing was data entry, and then the third thing was email drafting. And then the fourth thing was a Google review system, which would just follow up with getting reviews onto their Google page after the job was done. So the first thing we broke down for them was the invoice reconciliation dashboard. So that's what we called it. I personally think that was the most important one for them. The problem is that they were having invoices coming in from panels and private clients. Private clients was easy, but the problem was from panels. Panels would pay them a month later to when the job was done, and one panel would pay them 2 months later. And then what would happen is they would have to do their books at the end of the month, see all the jobs that they've completed, and then cross-check them to the basically like a receipt that the panels would send them, saying that they've been paid for this. And they would then cross-check it and see, okay, have they been underpaid? Have they been overpaid? And just make sure they've been paid correctly to the jobs that they've basically carried out for that month, which is very manual and it's high risk because you're losing money. And it might be a simple problem that the panel just didn't put it through quick enough, and that's why they didn't get paid, and it's now going to roll over to next month. But it was still something that's critical for the business, and it just needed to be displayed in one area and something which is checking it manually for them. So we were just going to use an API and pull it into one area and then have an AI cross-check it.
So the second thing was data entry. So they always had to populate the client's information into their software called Survey Broker, and it probably only took about 5 to 10 minutes, but it was still 5 to 10 minutes that needed to be done, and at scale that becomes a lot. Now, something else to note is that this company, and we did identify this at the very start, they weren't operating at a huge scale anymore, but they had been doing that before COVID.
So they understood what it felt like, and they definitely understood
that when they were operating at those levels, it was overwhelming, and because of that, they could definitely see the value. Now, we did obviously make that very clear for them. There's value here. It's just that the value definitely increases if you get back to the same level that you were operating previously in the past. So that was a crucial thing. The data entry was definitely something which is going to save them time. It was something which was really simple to put in place. It would have just needed a small human touch towards the end. Then the third opportunity that we spotted for them was something to organize their emails. They've got a lot of emails coming in through clients, always asking and trying to understand who the surveyor was. So they've got queries coming through, they've got panels coming through, trying to chase up where certain surveys might be or reports might be. Well, the admin who's kind of handling all of this, they've also got their own surveyors communicating back and forward. So there was just constant questions and queries coming through, and it just needed to be filtered and then potentially an assistant to make draft responses. So they were already using ChatGPT to articulate words into writing responses. So they were kind of familiar with using an LLM, which was great. So we just thought, okay, well, we could extend this further and draft reports up already, and then just have them edit it depending on if they like those reports.
Okay, and the final thing was an automated review system. So they wanted to get their company back to where they used to be. And truthfully, the main focus or the main thing that they needed was marketing. It wasn't AI. That's okay. And it also was good for us to take this in because it helps us identify a company who isn't really ready for AI to be integrated in. Because we knew that if they got back to the same level that they were operating at previously, then they would have more value with these opportunities. So we thought anyways, let's see if we can help them try to generate more leads. And the main thing that we could help them with was just get more reviews on their social media platforms, on their Google. They were lacking quite heavily, so we created an automated system to just reach out every time the job was done to get those reviews. It would filter down the low ones, so 1 to 3 stars, and then the higher ones to try and push them to go onto the Google page and be present. So that was the only thing that we could really help them towards. But as I said, it was very valuable because they needed marketing, not really AI implementation just yet.
And they've said what the fee is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's only a few. There were used to be more, but it's only a few right now I'm invoicing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No. So honestly, that yeah. So where were the confusion that how is it going to lay it all out? How is it going to take all of this and like be able to break it down?
Yeah, for each one, I guess. Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
So that's basically where the AI would come in. Okay. So it's think of it as again in a sense of ChatGPT. If you were to give ChatGPT a bunch of different numbers, so I've got this one here. It's basically saying, okay, I've done all these jobs here today. I've done all of this. This is what they paid me for. And so this is the total amount that I got given. This is all the jobs that they've technically paid me for. Can you please just cross-check all of these and make sure it all adds up to the right amount? That's basically what you're telling ChatGPT. It's just you need to get all the information to give ChatGPT, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's basically what this is doing, okay? We're using AI to break it all down, okay? Cross-check it, but we have to feed the AI all the information, and that's where the APIs come in. So we pull it from everywhere.
Okay.
And then after that, like again, you can say to ChatGPT, please can you lay it out in this way, okay? And that's basically how you get a result of that.
Okay.
About not viewing it in ChatGPT, it's about being able to view it in a nice dashboard, and that dashboard is in Notion. And again, how do you do that? Again, you just need another API to take the result now and display it in a clear way, okay? So, bloody hell. So that's all it is, okay? It's just feeding it to AI, give it all the information, and display it in a clear way, which isn't on the AI anymore, okay? And that's why you use Notion to just display these figures. So yeah, does that kind of clear it up a bit?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
This is my personal update. Oh, that was a fucking mess. But did do an update with Haruna at the end of the call. I think no, it went really well. The call was really good. Got some great feedback, to be fair with you. First one, it was good. Okay, I think there was something I brainstormed at the start. I just felt like I literally said it, I felt like there needs to be more value when you're dealing with non-technical. I think to consult them and really identify these problems, it's just you've got to show them. You've got to show them. But I know it's also hard to show people when you're at a beginning stage because you just don't have work. Like if you've done the work before, then you've got work to show them. And if you haven't got the work to show them, then you can't show them, or you've got to try and construct something together to really display what you're telling them about, okay? And I really do understand this because at the end of the day, for me, it was last year I wasn't technical, and like I just cannot comprehend what the fuck are you doing when you're coding in the back end. And I think when you're just not technical, or you just don't get this technical world, it's really fucking confusing. What do you mean it can just pull this and pull that and do this, and you've got to show it? And I completely agree. I completely get that. So that was a really valuable insight because it kind of just confirmed what I was already thinking. Yeah, don't even mind the hair, to be honest. This shit is a mess. Haven't even eaten breakfast this morning or lunch. It is now 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But yeah, no, really valuable. My arm's literally probably going to break off trying to hold this fucking camera right now. But yeah, and it's something to go away. And I guess like as well, it does depend. It's not like the end of the world to not provide it, but it's something which is we would consider as we become more of a value, as we become more valuable, and as we can provide more value, and we charge more for something. Then obviously, this by charging more, you're going to want to give more value, and this is the type of insight I wanted to have because it gives you a clear perspective on, okay, what now do you need to be able to charge that $500 or $1,000 or 5 grand? Do you know what I'm saying? So it gives you that perspective and that understanding of, okay, cool. Maybe when we charge a 5 grand or a grand for a consultancy call, we go off for a week or two and we construct an MVP, or not an MVP, but a demo version. I guess not an MVP, but like an MVP, just something to show them, something on one angle. And this is where the value of niching down comes from as well. The sooner we can niche down, the better it is. but we got to go through these. You can't just niche down immediately unless we bump into something straight away. So yeah, it's good. It's good. I'm happy. I think the call went great still. Lots of value, lots of content. It's good because you feel good. You've done something purposeful, something again which contributes towards the business going in the right direction, and you just feel amazing. And it's like, when's my next call now? I'm on a momentum grind, yeah. And you just want to stay on that momentum. So I'm gonna go hard. I'm gonna get a link posted up tonight. I'm gonna get my LinkedIn sorted out fully so that people can book calls now. Now we've done our first one. I think that's all we needed to do. And now I'm happy with that. Now I want to go really hard on the LinkedIn, book a call, get on with us, all free. I just want to keep that momentum going. And that's going to be the focus. So yeah, high hopes. Yeah, we'll see how this bitch goes.